Mm-mm. They gon' let 3 out. Get me out of here. You feel me? That's really us. That's really us saying that. Get us out of here because we psychologically in prison. Y'all think that Chief in jail, but Chief not in jail. He actually in isolation. They put a guru in the cave. They put a guru in isolation. That sounds like a level up to me. That sounds like a time to get peace and stillness and a time to level up to me. What y'all thought? It's crazy because Chief teaches us that all is mental. We know the 7 hermetic principles, right? The first being the most important one, the law of mentalism. All is mind. Everything is a projection of the one mind that we are all a part of, and that's the Eligio Bishop, the dreamer, the avatar of this whole existence that we are all living in, going to work in. Everything that you think that you are doing, you've been programmed to do by the dreamer. And you're asleep. That's why you haven't realized that you're living in somebody else's mind, that you're living in somebody else's dream. And until you realize that fact, until you realize that, then, oh, they gonna let, you feel me? We're gonna be locked up. The only way for you to consciously or get out of prison psychologically is for you to know truth. It's for you to truly reprogram your subconscious mind and tap into the most objective and highest thoughts that you can have on this plane of existence. Divine knowledge itself. Chief gave us 5 sciences: astrology, biology, quantum physics, melanin, grounding. These 5 sciences objectively gonna give you a solid foundation as to what reality is. You don't gotta go look for no other information. All you need to do is study within the realms of this information. It's simple. We know that today, within this society that we live in, science is not science. It's philosophy. It's based chiefly in speculation and not scientific fact. It's not observation. If you look at the definition of science, science is the study and observation of nature. The Caucasian has given us our understanding of nature, our understanding of science and what reality is. They lack melanin. Melanin is what? Intelligence, biological living light. The sun is a symbol in this reality for our conscious mind. The sun is a vacuum emitting and projecting melanin, dark matter, onto the planet for us to become more aware and communicate with God, communicate with the all. So the Caucasian lacks that intelligence. They lack that ability to communicate with mama. They lack that ability to communicate with the universe. So they can only give us half truths. They can only give us subjective information, philosophy, theories, not theorems, theories, things that's not truly, that we don't have no solution to. And that information right there that they giving us, that right there keeps us in prison psychologically. That keeps us in the dark psychologically. And they're doing it on purpose too, not to mention. They're doing it on purpose, not to mention. But it was already written. You feel me? Because the devil is God in disguise. This is all a test. The earth is a proving ground. The earth is a proving ground. Now, you can let the lower self trick you out of your salvation, out of your divinity, or you can go to the narrow road. You can find truth and be a truth seeker, and the truth shall set you free. But that truth is embodied in the vessel and in the avatar of Chief, the dreamer. So collectively, the subconscious is psychologically in prison. We are what you call the dreamed. Chief is the dreamer, and we are the projection of his subconscious mind. We are what's being dreamed of. You got to tap into God in order for you to understand truth. Chief is God. You have to tap into Chief in order for you to understand truth. Nobody else is out here speaking the message, spitting it like him at all. You're not going to hear nobody talking about the truth other than imagination. You're going to hear people talking about a little bit of something. You might hear somebody talking about food and how to eat right, but Chief already gave us the blueprint to that. The most important diet that you could be on is peopletarianism. The people you are around. People are giving you your information. So, and then those people are you. They're not separate from you, right? Because no one exists other than you. And that's what we about to talk about, man. Solipsism. Who knows what solipsism is? Who in the chat knows what solipsism is? is. I'm looking for an intelligent answer. How many intelligent people do we have in the chat? I'm looking for an intelligent answer. Who has the answer to what solipsism is? Solipsism or solipsism, however you would like to pronounce it. Who knows what that is? Beezy, what's good with you, King? So we don't got no intelligent people in the room. It's okay. I'm gonna let y'all know. Y'all know y'all got computers in your hands, right? Exactly, Divine Empress, when only self exists. Now, they say that that's a philosophy, but that's very, very closely tied to and related to what Chi teaches us. And it's closely connected to, there we go, oneness, a philosophical theory that suggests only one's own mind is certain to exist in the external world. That's what solipsism is. That's what it is. Now, we know that all is mental. We are all one. We are all one. There is no separation. Separation is actually an illusion of the mind. For you to live in separation is for you to live in a lie, for you to be in your lower self, for you to be deceiving yourself as to what this reality truly is. You may think that this reality is reality, but it's not what you think it is. But we're going to get into that. So, solipsism is very closely tied to the Hermetic principle. All is mental, all is mind, right? There is nothing outside of you. There is no external world. It's also closely tied to quantum physics, the holographic universe, right? What you see and perceive to be outside of you or external of you, people, places, and things, is an illusion, right? If you ever looked at the video that Chief has showed us, or you go study the holographic universe on YouTube, it'll show you that you are just a mind, you are just a brain, and your brain is using the five senses to collect electrical signals from its environment, and your brain is interpreting those signals to give you your projection of what you perceive as life or reality. But further on throughout that video, it goes on in depth and tells you that there is no outside world. Everything that you experience or perceive to experience outside of you is being experienced within your mind. It's called the visual cortex. It's a small space in the center of vision in the back of your brain called the visual cortex. And this is where you're perceiving sight, taste, touch, smell. All of your five senses are being perceived in the center of vision of your mind. And remember, the mind is encased in complete darkness, void. It never comes into contact with light itself, right? So you may think that you're seeing an image of a phone and me on a screen outside of you. But the truth of the matter is no, that's being experienced inside of your mind. And check this out. What's even doper is that the phone is lit up. There's light on the phone. Your brain is not being lit up. Your whole brain is not being lit up by that image. It's just a hologram. That's all it is. Electrical signals being perceived by the brain. So there's nothing outside of you. That's a fallacy, right? You may think that, oh, this is real because I can touch, I can smell this, I can see that over there. That's down the street, but distance is also an illusion of the mind as well. That's light photons clustered up and compacted in a certain spot in your brain that's making you believe that that's real, but it's only inside of your mind. What's good with you, Harlem? So, on top of that, solipsism. Appreciate that, Beezy. You know where that's going. You know where that's going. So, if you go look at the word Latin, the word solipsism in Latin, solip means alone, and ips mean, I think, self, alone self. It's just you. I know y'all heard that song that Chief produced called Me Versus Me. Every day I wake up, swear it's me versus me. It's you versus you. It's just you in this reality. And watch this, check this out. Everything is you. You may perceive somebody else to be separate from you or different than you, because we all have our own distinct egos or astrological programs that's allowing us to live within the illusion of separation. But that person is actually you in the parallel universe, showing you an aspect of who you are. If you study deep enough, that person will show you something about your astrological program that you need to overcome, that you already overcome, or that you're becoming. Everybody is you. It's one mind, one self. Now, what part of you that you are tapping into, that's a whole nother story. But everybody is you. Everything is you, right? The phone is you. The TV is you. Your mother, your brother, your sister is you. Nothing can be separate from you. And that's the idea of solipsism, that only your own mind exists. No other mind exists. But you got to be careful with that. That's why it's a theory, because they haven't truly figured out what it is. It's a trap. It's a trap. If you sit here and believe that, okay, well, I'm the only one that exists, that's a bad ego in a sense, because everyone is you, but it's an illusion of separation. You can't just be moving around like, oh, this person don't exist. No, that person is you. That's why I say in the Bible, the 2 commandments is what? To love thy God with all thy heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second one is likened to the first one, to love thy neighbor like you love thy God. Because you are God. You are the only thing in existence. We are all images and figments of God's imagination. Even your brother, even your sister, they are you. So you are to love them and treat them as you will have them to do unto you, because they are you. They are your mind, just a different aspect of your mind, right? In astrology, everybody has a chart which represents your mind, how the mechanics of consciousness, how your mind, how light is bending and refracting itself to give you your reality. Your neighbor is a different angle of light inside of your own mind. Yes, they have their own astrological program and their own energies. They have their own character. They got their own role to play within God's dream, within this ultralight being that we call God's dream. But they are you. You are not separate from them. So don't get trapped in that. And another thing I don't want you to get trapped into is everybody out here saying that they God. Well, there's truth to that. We are all God, but we cannot forget, and we have to remember that we are being projected from the mind of God. For instance, new reflection. For instance, when you go to sleep at night and you go into your dream realm, the person which is you inside of the bed will be considered the dreamer of that dream. And you project yourself into the dream to experience that other dimension, that other realm. Now, you couldn't exist in that other realm or that dream realm without you being in that bed, sleeping, dreaming of that dream. And that's how reality works, right? You have to ask yourself, what did God use to create existence? What did God use to create everything? God used imagination. God used its thought to create this whole existence that we are living in, that we exist in, right? If you go to John 1, verse 1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the same in the beginning was the Word, and nothing was made that has been made without the Word. But where do words come from? Words formulate from thoughts. They formulate from the thoughts of your mind. You can't express a word without having a thought first. Words are expressions of the thought. Exactly, Beezy. Words are expressions of thoughts. So if you reread that phrase, John 1 verse 1, in the beginning was the thought, and the thought was God. You feel me? God is thought. God used thought to create existence. And we were made in the image and likeness of God, right? For you to be made in the image of something, or for you to have an image in your mind, that's you having a thought. That's you imagining reality into existence. So God thought us into this reality. So you have to remember, just as you think yourself into and project yourself into your dream realm while you're in the bed sleeping, mind you, when you wake up, what made you think that you didn't enter a longer dream that you perceive to be life or reality? This is very much so a dream. This is very much so a longer, more condensed dream. This is the difference between the dream realm when you go to sleep and this waking reality, right? And we still haven't even collectively woken up in this reality because we don't understand that we're dreaming and that we're inside of God's mind. So you have to understand that, like you and your dreams, and project yourself into your dreams, we are being projected into this reality from another mind. There's a being sleeping, right? Somebody's sleeping, having a dream about us. Somebody's sleeping, having a dream about us right now. Reflection. Who is the person sleeping, dreaming of humanity? Who is that person? Well, they say God was made in the likeness and image, or they say humanity or man was made in the likeness and image of God. Well, who is that? Who is man made in the likeness and image of? The black woman. The anatomy of the man. We got nipples. Our penis is an extended clitoris, right? Our testicles are extroverted ovaries, right? If you look at the anatomy of a woman's vagina or her womb, she has her fallopian tubes, and ovaries are connected to those fallopian tubes, right? During that first 7 weeks of embryo development, before the respective gender is thought of or comes about, everybody is the XX chromosome. After that 7th week, the fallopian tubes in those ovaries, they descend, right? We descended from the womb. We descended from the mind of God, the creator, which is the black woman. So those ovaries and those fallopian tubes descend, and the labia folds over the glands of, I think it's the fallopian tubes folds over the labia, and it forms the penis glands. The same glands, the same tissue, and the ovaries become testicles. They drop, and the scrotum sac develops, and it becomes a penis, which is a clitoris, a longer version of a clitoris. We are all women. And guess what? In the Bible, they teach about man. Man made this, man made it. Such a patriarchal society. But man is made in the image of a woman, right? And her first son, right? You see the Mother Mary, the baby Jesus. It's not really baby Jesus. It's not Mother Mary. It's Mother Lucia Isis. And that baby, that first son, is the Eligio Bishop, the chosen, the elected overseer of the body of God, of our mother's womb. You follow me? And he is the dreamer. He is the Christ that has been sent in John 3:16. For our mother sent her only begotten son, S-U-N, and whoever is to believe or be alive in his consciousness, whoever is to believe or be alive in him shall not perish and have everlasting life. And that who you perceive as that baby, that's chief. That's the Eligio Bishop. That is the dreamer. That is the mind that we are being projected from. That is our host. How beautiful is that? We're being hosted by the Eligio Bishop, by the elected overseer. So don't forget that while, yeah, we all are living in our own minds, you are also being projected from the mind of the oneness. We are all being projected from the mind of the dreamer. Don't forget that. And that's why solipsism remains a theory. Because they don't know who the dreamer is. They haven't figured out who the dreamer is. They haven't figured out that, oh shit, I'm not in my own mind. I'm not making up my own mind at all. What you are doing, you have been programmed to do by the dreamer. Everything that you are doing, you're working, whatever you're doing, you've been programmed by God to do this. You've been programmed by the avatar of the dream to do what you are doing. And all roads lead back to that. Now, with solipsism and the illusion of separation, right? We're living in our mind. But everybody's has a filter on perception. There's a filter on everybody's perception. Everybody doesn't perceive reality the same way. Why is that? Why is it that everybody don't perceive reality the same way? Why is it that I know that life is a dream and somebody else don't know that life is a dream? Simply due because we have different activated ACT and G sequences on the DNA strand or the mind of God that allows us to express ourselves and perceive reality different from the next version of ourselves because there's no separation, right? That's where we go into genetics, astrology, and biology, right? As above, so below. The second Hermetic principle, which is the law of correspondence, astrology being the as above and biology being the so below. What's taking place in the cosmos or in the mind of God is being projected into this reality, into this dream that we are in. And wherever time you portaled in or was projected out of the mind of God, you had a certain sequence of genes, or which is your genome, or your astrological program that allows you to perceive reality how you do, right? For instance, you may have a certain trauma, right? Something might happen that might trigger you and you feel threatened by that trauma. But somebody else, which is a different version of you, an extension of you, they may have already overcome that certain trauma. So when they see that certain challenge, they think it's a challenge. They don't see it as a threat. Oh, this is an obstacle. This is a test for me to level up and go over, under, or around. And that's based in your genetic program, your astrology. That's why Chief teaches us it's important for us to study astrology so that you can know how your mind works and how you perceive reality. If you don't study astrology or your genes, your genome, then you won't understand what makes you different from the next version of you. You follow me? So this is a dream reflection. In the holographic universe video, it's a beautiful video. I want y'all to go check that out. You feel me? Chief showed us. Chief put this video out like 9 years ago. This is an amazing video. It was a man inside the dream or inside the footage, and he was sleeping in a bed, and he went into his dream realm and he was able to fly a plane, eat, talk, have communication with his family, as if he was in this waking reality. But the same thing that was going on there, you can do that in the waking reality. So what makes you think that this is not a dream at all either? What makes you think that this is life? What distinguishes reality from a dream? Like Chief teaches, what distinguishes reality or what distinguishes the dream realm from this reality is that this realm is a solid realm. It's more condensed. Think about it. We use these bodies so much. We got to eat. We got to sleep. We got to use the bathroom. We moving around. We want to work out. We got to use the bathroom. We got to go to work. These avatars and using these bodies so much makes things condensed. It's more slowed down versus in a dream state. When you go into theta state, when you go to sleep, it's more like a air realm. It's more like that we got 3 elements: solid, liquid, and gas. It's more like a gas realm. The reality moves a lot quicker, like a daydream. But it's not only until you wake up in a dream or you tap into truth or the dreamer of the reality that you understand that, oh, this is a dream, and then you become lucid in that reality. Then you begin to see that, oh, wow, everything is me. I'm a part of the oneness, and every other version of me is the oneness, everything projecting itself into something. Right? We are all everything, right? The quantum field of infinite possibilities, the quantum unified field, that is everything. That is where we all come from, that darkness. And then what? Go back to ancient Egyptology. God said, let there be light. A tomb, let there be light. And their existence came about. Right? We're in our avatar. So this dream is more condensed. It's more slowed down. You'll see everybody has a different character. Once you wake up and become lucid in a dream, you'll see that, oh, wow, this is me, and this person just has a different character. Everybody's playing a different character. We all have different roles within this dream. And that's the filter on your perception. Your character is your astrological program. Another thing that solipsism is missing. Hence why it continues to be a theory. Because science today is unfulfilled. It's philosophy. It's the theories, philosophical ideas. It's half truths. That's why Chief gave us the 5 sciences. Pieced all the sciences up together like a genius, like an artist with a paintbrush. Pieced it together so that we can truly perceive reality for what it is. And everything is you. It's a mirror. Life is a mirror. Chief teaches us that. Everything is you. It's you.com. You are dealing with you at all times. You may see somebody or be dealing with somebody that you may not like what they do. They may have certain mannerisms or certain ways of being that you don't like. But you have to ask yourself, is it that person that their behavior that I don't like, or is it a part of me that I haven't dealt with within myself? Because that's what life is. Life is a mirror. Everything is here to be a mirror to show you what you are, what you're not, what you need to deal with, and what you haven't dealt with. It's self, exactly. Solipsism. In Latin, solip means alone. Ips means self. Self. C-E-L-L-F. Because we are all selves inside of the mind of God collectively. No separation reflection. You feel me? So don't get trapped and just be like, oh yeah, I'm the dreamer of this reality. I'm God and we all God. That's true. But let's go a step further. You're being projected from the mind of God. You are made in the likeness and image of God. You are made in the image of the dreamer of this reality. And that is the Eligio Bishop. And I don't want y'all to forget that. You feel me? So that's solipsism, man. That's solipsism. Mixed with the rest of the knowledge. You feel me? It's like you have to add the rest of the knowledge that Chief gave us to complete that theory and that idea. In order for you to complete that philosophy, you have to add the information that Chief has given us. You have to. Or you're just going to be like, oh yeah, I'm living. It's just only my own mind is sure to exist. It's just my mind that exists. But if that was the case, then we will be living in your mind. If Love Me or Hate Me 69 was thinking that, oh, well, only my own mind is sure to exist, then we will be living in that person's mind. And that person will be the dreamer, and we will be learning from that person. But that's not the case. But we're awakening in the golden age, right? The age of enlightenment, right? We're becoming cognitive of the fact that we're in a dream. God is waking up. The dreamer is waking up. Chief is waking up to the fact that he is the dreamer of this reality. We are going through a cycle of consciousness. We go through cycles of consciousness in the mind of God, where we go to sleep, we kind of half sleep, and then we wake all the way up. But we don't wake all the way up and become lucid until the dreamer awakens. And that's the time that we are in right now. And that's why 3 God will rise. We are in the phase and in the cycle of the return of God, the return of the Christ, the return of the Eligio Bishop, the overseer of this dream. And it's a beautiful thing, y'all. You feel me? So that's the download for today, man. That's the download for today. We was vibing out today, y'all. That's the download for today. So, you feel me? Reflect the life from my Chief, man.